Hello everybody, I am Mellow Lemons and I'm here with a quick walkthrough guide on how to complete the Spectraball achievement, The Impossible. The Impossible achievement asks us to clear every stage in order with no fallouts. This means you cannot die while playing through any of the levels as you play through them in order. There are a few caveats here. You do not need to complete the training facility, and you are able to restart levels. You just cannot restart from checkpoint. So if you beat the first two levels, in the third one, you fall off and you die. Clicking restart checkpoint brings you back to the nearest checkpoint for you to continue. You cannot use that option. You need to restart the level in its entirety and play through it to the end. And this does have to be done in one sitting. You cannot beat the first two levels, then quit, and then come back later in the day or tomorrow. You must do it all within a single gaming session. So what I'm going to be doing here is employing some speedrunning techniques in order to skip certain portions of each level to make this quicker to achieve, but not make it overly difficult. The point is to be able to get this achievement with as little effort as possible, with as little time investment as possible, which means we're not learning anything too crazy. We're just taking a few shortcuts here and there to make it manageable. Now, in order to do this, you will need to play through the game in its entirety once. When you first start playing, you will have the power break ability, but in order to get this all done a lot quicker, you will want the double jump ability, which unlocks once you've beaten the game once. So once you've beaten the game, you can customize your Spectraball, choose the double jump, choose whichever skin you want, and then we'll play. So we're going to go back to the beginning. The first level is Tropical Isle. Again, we don't need to do the training facility. So let's start here. Alright, we are here on Tropical Isle, the very first level. This one is pretty straightforward. There aren't any huge time skips here that we can do. Some of the later levels, we can skip significant portions of the level, but this one, pretty straightforward. If you watch some speedrunners, you can see that they kind of just jump all the way across the map here. I'm not good enough to do that. I don't want to take the time to learn how to do that, so I'm not going to. I'm just going to do a little jump here and there. Cut off a few minutes where I'm comfortable doing so, and get to the end of the level with as few risks taken as we can afford. I'm sure it will take multiple attempts for most people to get this done, which is expected for an achievement called The Impossible, especially for a fairly niche game that has some unique physics to it. But the point, again, is to get this done without spending tens of hours trying to complete it. If you want to load up this game and get all the achievements, you know, maybe you want to spend like a day or two on it, right? Ideally, just a few hours, and that was kind of my goal when putting together this video. There weren't too many other great videos online. Some of the guides I saw on Steam complained about how difficult this achievement was, rightfully so. So we are here to streamline this as much as possible. Okay, Tropical Isle's done, no deaths. Now we're on to Barren Desert. This one, we do have a fairly good skip for almost the majority of this level. Usually we have to go down here to the left, all the way there, then we have to go straight and all the way up and across, and then over to the right, but because we have double jump, we're going to jump up here, wait for the wind to stop blowing, jump up here, stop, wait for the wind again, and then from here we're going to do a little running jump over here, follow this up and around. Pretty straightforward stuff. Now, some speedrunners were able to go left there on the pyramid and get to the position that we need to get to in order to speedrun this level a bit quicker. But again, I am not looking to do any like crazy techniques. I'm just looking for something that's easily repeatable. So we're gonna go over here. There's a button we have to push right here. It lowers the bridge right there so we can get up to the next. There we go. Now usually you have to go up here, there's a huge like tower that you have to jump on, and there's a few things up there, but instead we're going to go back around to the left here. And the end of the level is just up that ramp in the distance. So what we're going to do is jump over here, skipping a good portion of the level, and we're just going to take the speed boost. There's the ending. Make sure you don't overshoot it. Bob's your uncle. Getting this done in 2 minutes is fairly doable. You know, we're not trying to get sub 30 seconds, but we're also not trying to spend 10 minutes. First two levels, pretty straightforward, nothing too crazy. This level, Volcanic Crater, is the one where a lot of people die a lot. Okay, Volcanic Ash. Usually you have to go right, push a button so that that bridge up there drops down, so that we can get a button over there to open a door in front of us. Instead, we are going to double jump onto this bridge, push this button, skipping the whole first half of this level, double jump back, and we end up here. Now there is a pretty good level skip if you can push the buttons right here. I have a hard time doing that, so usually that can land you way over at the end almost, but instead I'm just gonna complete this portion of the level. Now here, you can just, instead of going down and pushing the button, we're just gonna double jump over this door as well. Push this down. There we go. Break that. Shoot across here. Alright, you can see the ending over there to the right. And this is the hard part right here, because these aren't stable. When you land on it, it'll tilt to the side that you're on. Now, a double jump also helps here, because you can just jump, jump, and there you go. One of the harder levels in the game, completed in 1:30. Fairly simple, fairly low risk, just how we like it. Alright, here we are. Next. Okay, Snowy Peak, level 4 of 6. Pretty straightforward. At the beginning of the level here, there's a few just quick time skips we can employ, nothing too crazy, just to help cut down on a few precious seconds. Which all add up when you're trying to complete a level without dying. That was close. We're gonna follow this path up. Pretty easy stuff so far. Oh, didn't make it quite over that wall, but that's okay. We have double jump, we can just do this. Up here. Up here. Now this is where we're going to skip a significant portion of this level. Instead of going straight, we're going to go off to the left. It might be hard to see, but there is a platform over there that we're going to jump to, right here. And then from here, we're going to jump over here. Level completed. Again, minute 30. Nothing too crazy. We're not beating any speedrun times, but we're not trying to. Okay, Sky Ruins. This map, we skip pretty much the majority of it. This will take a few attempts for... Oh, I got stuck here. Okay, we are in Sky Ruins. We do get to skip the majority of this level if we play our cards right. I'm just gonna jump over here, up to this ledge, and then this is where the magic happens. Now, when we fall down here, usually those fans launch us up into the air and across. However, if we pause the game, it builds up the momentum and then will shoot us straight up into the air, and our goal is to land on the end of the level, which is over there to the right. Now, if you stay paused for too long, you build up too much momentum, you'll shoot high enough that you get stuck in the air and won't come down. So our goal is to fall off, pause for a few seconds, and then launch ourselves up into the sky. We have double jump, which will help in our repositioning to hit the end goal. You can see it's that blue dot below me. This will take a few attempts just to get the kind of the timing right here. There we go. There's the end of the level. Pretty much as easy as it can get. Okay, here we are at Towering Mountain. Alright, we're at Towering Mountain. From here, you can hit the TNT and go up the jump and across. Or if you can time it right, you hit the wall and push space, and then you double jump your way up the cliff. This level is fairly low risk because we're on a mountain. There isn't a lot of places you can fall off and die. A lot of the skips that we're employing are just to skip small sections of the level. If you miss a skip, you can restart it, or you can just do the long way around. It's not going to be too consequential either way. Unlike the Volcanic Crater one, there isn't a lot of chances to die here, so it's not like the skips are high reward. It's just, again, saving some time. Okay, here we go. We're up here. Nothing too crazy. It's only been a minute. We're gonna double jump over to the right. There we go. If you hit this just right, you can double jump onto the cliff right in front of me there that I missed. If you're like me, then you can just kind of take the long way around, which isn't even that long. We end up here. Over here, we're gonna double jump across and take this bridge. The gate over here to the left is blocked, but we can jump past it using this ledge. The water is deadly, so be careful. You can hit this blue jump pad. And that brings us over here. Now we climb up these rocks. We get to the first significant skips that we're going to be pulling off. Luckily, they're also very straightforward. Double jump across here, and then we're going to double jump onto the ramp. the TNT will not have triggered because we skipped that part of the map. From here, we want to hold forward and right. There's a gate over there in the distance that we're trying to get past, which will save us a good amount of time, but again, not necessary. So here we go, double jump, and I landed on here. Now, you don't have to land on here. If you land down below, that's just as fine. You can double jump up this rock cliff to get over here. And at this point, we're pretty much done this level. There's a skip over here. If you jump and then double jump, you can land. We can land over here. And Bob's your uncle. The end of the level's just ahead of us. This one took a bit longer, 2 minutes. And here's the end of the level. And then that brings us to the last level, Space Construct. Okay, this level has a skip just like Sky Ruin does. So this right here applies lift to your Spectraball. Our goal is to hit it at a certain angle, pause the game, build up momentum, unpause, and get shot into the end of the level. This will take a few attempts to get the angle right in order to get past that there we go. Launch into the air. Maybe hit a little double jump to make sure that I get there. And there we go. Hit the ending. You can see the achievement pop there in the bottom corner. This is the first time I've completed this because I wanted you guys to see how to get this done. So there we go. Not too bad. By the time I cut down this video, the length of it will probably only be 10, 15, 20 minutes. In reality, I've spent about 2.5 hours trying to get this achievement. So nothing too crazy. For an achievement called The Impossible, it is fairly easy to do with a little bit of dedication. You can easily 100% this game in a day, and add it to your achievement list. It's not showing up here. Oh, it says 14 out of 14, it's just not highlighted yet. You can see it here. And that's it. Thank you for watching, I appreciate it. I hope this helps somebody out there. Have a good one, guys. Take it easy.